And I know the first moment I fell in love with you was that swimming scene.
Where he
Oh
didn't
yeah,
take a
yeah, yeah.
breath.
And I was like,
A minute and
why does he
48
hold his
seconds.
breath?
That
Yeah, and
was
I was
that
like, oh my
long.
God, this guy
And
is
they had to edit the scene down. I held my breath too long.
And you're not just sitting still, you're moving. And you're moving
yeah,
glass plates. And that was just a
That
wild.
well, oddly enough, I had, unbeknownst to me, I had been training my whole life for this moment. I was when I grew up down in the South. You know, I lived in a lot of the apartment complexes and
Yeah.
with the local pool and all of that stuff. And I was the champion of how many times you could swim back and forth from end to end without taking a breath. I could do like 6 times. You know, I mean, I made it my mission for no one to be able to hold their breath longer than this guy.
So you
You
were
know,
ready.
literally. And so it was hilarious when I read the part, I got there and I was going to do the scene. I was like, they have no idea. I have years of training for this behind me, and also I had learned from this military dude when I was on the movie Operation Dumbo
Yeah.
Drop. Our military advisor, he went through, you know, like whatever his training is and stuff like that, and he taught me a breathing technique where you actually like you basically hyperventilate yourself.
yeah,
So you just overload your body with oxygen. Then you do your final breath before you do any kind of underwater kind of sneaky stuff, you know, because then you have this huge amount of oxygen in your system. And if you're calm, patient, relaxed, you can stay underwater a remarkably long time. In fact, I could have gone longer than the 1 minute and 48 second mark, but I was done with the beaten moment of the character.
Yeah, the
So
business down there. Yeah.
I had to get ringed out, you know, so that I could come splashing in the next location with a huge torrent of water as well, which was a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody knows how I did that, but I was standing there and I basically had to just leap up into the air and just land face first on the ground to create that moment. It was painful, but I did it.
It's one of the best shots in
I
the
did it for
show.
you Stargate maniacs, just for you.
yeah, yeah. No, seriously, David's right. It's one of the best scenes in the show, and that moment of boom, and there he is with the big splash of water. It's just a
Yeah,
real,
that was awesome.
I think that the thing that really, and I think that that is a redeeming moment for the character in many respects because now he's the man. He's been brooding this entire episode about, you know, I was able to pull off an intellectual exercise over here. You know, the gate goes up, not just down, but also, you know, knowing, he talks about it, knowing what to do in the moment and taking action. And I think that that was when the character really began to earn his stripes. But
Nice.
when you look back, I don't know how involved you were with reading fan responses at the time. I don't know if that was something
Oh,
that you.
that subject. Well, actually, they kept it complete. I was so. I'm not a huge fan of the internet, to be honest.
Yep.
I love the fact that I can research stuff on it real easy, but I don't necessarily trust all the sites I'm getting my research from. But you know, it's still unique, and I was really late into getting into the social media thing. I really started. I started Twitter down in Australia at a convention because a whole group of fans at a Q&A and all of this stuff like demanded it of me essentially, and I literally started my Twitter, which is X now obviously, but I started my Twitter right there with all of them, and everybody was following all at the same time, so it was like a fun interaction. I was like, okay, this is cool, and I enjoyed it for a while. But you know, anonymity to me is one of the greatest blessings that we have in life, is being able to you know, live privately, enjoy the private moments in life, enjoy the beauty of and simplicity of life without all the rigmarole, you know. So I wasn't savvy at all on the internet with what was going on. I do know that there was a write-in campaign. I didn't find out until much later on, but like boxes of letters before my character even went on and started season 6. And I think one of the other tragic parts of it is that really the show didn't really start airing on Sci-Fi. All my episodes and everything really didn't start airing on Sci-Fi And so we were, months and months into shooting, you know what I mean? Halfway through the season and all of that. So before any of my stuff is even really airing and people are really making a final judgment on whether I'm right for the role or not, they had already gotten into panic mode and started trying to figure out a way to bring Daniel Jackson back. So that was already in motion, way before we wrapped season 6. It wasn't something that just happened, spur of the moment. Right. After we finished season 6. There was already something going on behind the scenes that I wasn't privy to, that I've been promised had nothing to do with my performance or the character or anything else. It was just politics, and it's kind of why they threw me a bone and let me write the story for one of the episodes that we did in season 7. But that's also because when they gave me carte blanche to go and pitch any show idea that I had in mind, I was up in the writer's nest all the time, just harassing them, like, what about this idea? What about that? What do you, and pitching. And actually it was Joe Malozzi, who I got to give huge amounts of credit to, because he really helped me as a writer. I'd written before I started that show and wrote after that as well, but professionally, that is. But I didn't really understand the pitch process and how to streamline my beat sheet, and there were certain elements of the writing process that he had honed down so perfectly, and he made my life way easier and a lot more fun. So I love Joe Malozzi for that.
No, he's a great guy. And he also follows, he's also one of the ones who has his pulse on the responses online. So he has an idea of what's happening, But you're right. If you're a lot of the show, you were almost halfway through the season before the show even aired. And I think that
and thank God for it, because honestly, if I had any inkling whatsoever that my character wasn't coming back, I would have been so distraught every day, because I had made massive moves because I was told that my character was going to continue on. So I had moved up there. I'd gotten an apartment up there. I had gotten my daughter registered in school for the next year up there. I had gone through all of this stuff.
Dude, how many pounds did you gain?
I gained about, 78. So
that is not the same man.
About 28 pounds.
God, that is not the same man from season 5 to season 6. He found the gym. That was an amazing transformation.
Well, I had to, because when I realized I was going on as a series regular with Chris Judge, number one, and then with how tall RDA is, and he's he's not a buff dude, but he's physically very fit. And Amanda Tapping, she's like 5'11", and she's like as tall as I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like 5'11" and a half, 6 foot tall, whatever. And so I was like, I can't disappear on camera.
Okay.
I have to be able to. And then looking at how fit Michael Shanks was. Mm-hmm. And so the months from when I found out that I got I probably had about 4 months before I had four or so months before I had to go up there to shoot. And within a 4-month period, I was doing weight gainer shakes, going to the gym like twice a day, like legs in the morning, arms in the afternoon, weight gainer, chicken rice, steak and pasta, this. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't wear anything. I went from a size 31 waist to 36.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.